Welcome to your Thursday edition of the Vine News Break. I'm Bert McGuire with news that affects you. Kindergarten registration for the 2017-2018 school year will be held today at Jasper School from 1 until 3:30 p.m. in the cafeteria. This is for all students entering kindergarten this fall at Jasper School. Children are eligible to attend school next year if they will be 5 years of age on or before September 1st, 2017. Parents should bring a certified copy of the child's birth certificate, immunization records, social security number, and proof of residence in the Jasper School District. The Community Arts Show is this Friday at the Frontier Community College Classroom Building West in Fairfield from 4 until 7 p.m. Featured artists include a Tom Ulrich memorial display, Dorothy Cobble paintings, Gordy Toombs drawings, and Bob Krajek woodworking. Entries may be dropped off at room 109 of Classroom Building West today until noon. Launching its inaugural year, the Heartland Hook and Bullet Outdoor Expo will be held at the Doubletree by Hilton, formerly the Holiday Inn, in Mount Vernon. The expo will run Saturday, April 8th from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. and Sunday, April 9th from 11 a.m. until 5 p.m. More than 30 booths will display and sell products such as ATVs, duck heads, fishing supplies, elk meat, goose calls, bicycles, knives, and more. Attendees will also have the chance at winning prizes and giveaways. The Kazakhstan College Theater Guild proudly presents Robin Hood and the Seven Dwarfs in the Kazakhstan College J9 Auditorium on Wednesday and Thursday, April 19th and 20th at 7 p.m. and Sunday, April 23rd at 2 p.m. The play was written and directed by Professor David Quinn and has Robin Hood and the Seven Dwarfs in search of Snow White. Along the way, they meet Belle, Cinderella, Little Red Riding Hood, a singing prince, Tarzan, Popeye, Dorothy, and Toto. Admission is free and no reservations are needed. If you see news happen or have a news item to submit, please call 895-3030 or email your information to newsbreak@wvon.org. I'm Bert McGuire, and that's today's Newsbreak on 105.5 and 90.9 The Vine.
90.9 The Vine.
It is 8:04, and we welcome you back to the Vine Morning Show on a Thursday morning. I'm Mark. It's great to have you along this morning. And if you're listening in on 105.5 in the Centralia area, or 90.9 The Vine, or you might be watching our live in-studio camera this morning, as we're live video streaming on our website, right there on the front page of our website at wvyn.org. And you'll see I have a special guest joining me right now in the studio from West Salem. Let's welcome Shawna Bare. Shawna, good morning, and thanks for taking the time to come over and talk with us this morning. It's good to see you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
You know what? This is something, and we've been talking off the air, and I didn't realize how much Kazakhstan is cold at this time of the year, but you're planning on going on a mission trip to Kazakhstan coming up in June, right?
Yes.
Now, how did this come about? First off, let me ask you, this isn't your first mission trip. You've been on a mission trip before in the States.
Yeah.
But this is your first time out of the country, right?
Yes, it is.
When you went back and you started planning this, how did it all come about?
Well, it's more like God's calling.
Sure.
I didn't plan it at all.
Yeah.
Actually, Kazakhstan wasn't my first choice. When you're signing up, it gives you 3 choices, and my first choice was Japan.
Oh,
actually.
yeah.
And then I feel like God said no to that, and then he said yes to Kazakhstan, which I'm really happy about now because I've really fallen in love with this country more I learn about it.
Sure. And you study about it. You get a chance to study and to find out what kind of a climate you're going to.
Yeah.
And but you're not going by yourself. You're going with a group of other ladies, right? Other girls, or is there guys and girls?
There's guys and girls.
Yeah. And how exciting is that, though?
It's really exciting. Kind of nervous, too, because I don't get to meet them until right before we leave.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to do some team building activities.
Now, is this all, I know you're part of Triple T Ministries in Evansville. Is this all part of that group that's going, or?
Sort of. They send a team up to Triple T to help them,
mm-hmm.
and that's how I met them.
Mm-hmm.
And they talked to me about, the leaders talked to me about their mission trips.
Sure.
And I really felt God's calling to do that.
Sure.
Too.
Pastor Mac is with us now. Mac, good morning, my friends. Good to see you.
Good morning. Good to be here this morning.
Yeah.
Hello, Miss Shawna.
Hi.
How are you today?
Good.
Good. I love hearing the story and all the preparations and how all of it's coming together. This is wonderful.
I asked her, Pastor Mac, I said, well, tell us a little bit about off the air. I said, tell us a little bit about Kazakhstan and is it a warm climate? Is it a cold climate? And boy, was I shocked. Well, I knew it was part of the Soviet Republic at one point in time, and I'm thinking, okay, that's part of Russia.
Yeah.
So, okay, are you going in? Do they have spring, summer, winter, or fall over there? But you told me off the air it's going to be cold when you go in June, right?
Well, it's going to be 60.
60. Okay.
The warmest that's ever got is 80.
Is 80 there?
Wow.
Yeah. So this is exciting, and now when do you leave again? When do you leave for your trip?
I leave June 17th, but then there'll be 2 weeks of boot camp, and then I'll get back August 4th.
So you're going to be gone for like over a month, right?
7 weeks.
7 weeks. Okay.
7 weeks, well, almost 2 months. Wow.
Yeah, almost 2 months.
Now, what's part of the boot camp? I mean, is that like they'll teach you on what to do, or do you have to learn their language, or what's part of that boot camp?
I don't know about the learning about their language part, but I know there's like an obstacle course that my team does together to build our team trust, and then we're going to be doing some construction work over there, so we are going to be learning how to do that while we're at boot camp.
At boot camp. And now you're going to minister basically to the teens, right? And
Yes.
And who else over there in Kazakhstan?
We're planning on going to work with some autistic kids.
Mm-hmm. And now this is not your first missions trip. You've been on a mission trip before, but in the United States. And how was that when you've been to what, Indianapolis? Where have you gone here in the United States on a mission trip?
Indianapolis, and then lots of the county fairs. So I've been to Kentucky and Indiana and Illinois, all over there with Triple T.
Yeah.
What was it that you guys did at the fairs as you went around and traveled? This was like through the summer. You would go to county fairs. What did you do there?
We did surveys, and at the end of the survey, we would ask, if you died tonight, would you go to heaven? And most of the time, they would say yes. And then we would say, how do you know? And they said, because I'm a good person. And then we would be like, no, that's not how. Can we show you how?
Wow.
And then we would take them to the steps, and most of the time they would say yes and ask Jesus into their heart.
Praise God. And it's just by handing them I think I've seen these tents before at the fairs. They call it Fair Share, and they have water and hand it out. And so that's really almost I love how God works, because before he put all of this together, he got you involved in Triple T Ministries, and then your heart for the last, how many years in a row have you done the Fair Share?
7 years.
7 years. And so God has just prepared you and basically taught you by example how to share to people, and just to have that boldness to walk up and share Jesus. And so it's like he's been preparing you all along for this step.
Yeah, because before Fair Share, actually the first week that I was going to go, I didn't want to go.
Yeah.
I was too nervous. I didn't want to talk to strangers about Jesus.
Yeah.
What if I don't know what to say at the right time?
Yeah.
And then, the first week I got really hooked on it, and then I wanted to go the next 5 weeks,
Yeah.
and then the year after that, and after that.
Yeah, that's and that's one thing that I want to point out is naturally you really have to because I know you, Sean, I'm your pastor, and but you have to really push through and overcome your fear of talking to people in front of people and things.
Yes.
But one thing that I've seen that is such a blessing to me is I can literally see you push through. I can see you make yourself, like when you had announced it at a church function, about going to Kazakhstan, and you I saw where you would look and you'd see their face and you'd begin to freeze up, but then you would push yourself. And I love that. That just blesses me so much, to
you.
see and just to hear your excitedness and this is going to be amazing. Any nation that ends with STAN is deemed it's a Muslim nation because that's a Muslim word for land. And so you're going into a predominantly Muslim nation preaching Jesus Christ, and I know it's going to be an awesome impact. What are your thoughts like right now? What do you expect?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just really excited about it. I don't know what to expect, so I've been imagining things like what's going to happen and everything, but I just waiting for
it's all just an adventure. And now you've never been. Have you said this about the airplane?
She's never. No. She said she's never flown before.
Never flown.
We were talking off the air about this.
I'm actually scared of heights.
Yeah.
I don't like roller coasters. And everything. It's like
She says it, Mac. She says it's a 23-hour flight over there.
Wow.
And for the first time ever flying, I'm sure she's going to be nervous, but that's not the main focus she's going to have her mind on. It's going to be focusing to ministering the word of Jesus.
That's awesome.
In Kazakhstan, and
amazing.
when you look, Mac, at missions trip, and we're going with a church, we're going with our church in July, but this is important for youth to be involved with missions trip.
Yes, it is.
No matter if it's in the States, if it's abroad, because it's very important.
Our youth are used to having 3 televisions in the house and 2 or 3 bathrooms and running water in every other room and iPads, iPods, smartphones, all of these things. And to go to another country and really see how different the world is from America is something that I really believe that our teenagers need to experience.
Yes.
And really one thing even above all of that I love is the fact that no matter how old you are, God can and will use you if you let Him. And that's what I love. Like, who knows how many people in the fair shares that you've gone to with George Dooms and Triple T and whom we love here. I mean, he's part of our Vine family.
Yeah.
But who knows how many people you've led to Jesus through those years, and just all of this preparation time. And as you go and land, in Kazakhstan or however, I think it's amazing to just see like what God is going to do from there. The next step and everything. And now, do you guys already have are you going to be working in orphanages or in on the streets or in villages?
We will go to a children's home. But mostly we're going to go to the city parks and talk to people. We're going to learn some skits and do some puppetry to help.
So there'll be some fun things to do over there too. Wow.
And so that'll bring the people over. Yeah. And then once you have a crowd, you'll begin to preach Jesus to them, and wow, that's amazing. So now, are you going to have to in these Muslim nations? Sometimes we have gone to nations like that before, to where we've had to have guards with us. Will you have armed guards with you, or guides, or?
I don't know about that, but it's how I've read up about the country is that. They're not aggressive.
Oh, good.
That's good. Yeah.
The religion isn't announced there. There's not one specific religion. It's a free religion country.
Good.
It's kind of like America type of way.
Yeah.
There's 70% is Muslim, and then there was 28% is Christian, and then there's some that. There's just a mix of people there.
Wow.
Yeah. But the more when you get over there, the more you're going to be able to talk about Jesus and minister to them, and that's the thing, Mac.
Yeah.
When you go on these missions trip over there, people are hungry for knowing the Word of God if they're not familiar with it.
Yeah.
And and when you think of these trips too, Shawna, one thing is important is it takes money to go on these trips.
Yeah.
And that's why you're having a chili cook-off and silent auction coming up. And can you tell us a little bit about that and when it's going to be?
Okay. It's going to be May 6th, and then we're going to have different people cook chili, 3 gallons, and then, at the door you pay $5 and then you get a ticket. You go around and taste the chili, and then you put a ticket into your favorite chili.
Oh, wow.
And then at the end of the night, whoever has the most votes gets a trophy. We have first, second, and third place trophies.
Oh,
that
wow.
we've made.
So it's like a
that's
competition on
Yeah,
chili.
it's a
All right.
competition.
That's a good idea.
That's a good idea. And for $5 on tasting chili, Mac, you can't go wrong with that.
No,
Yeah.
that's
can you?
great.
And then you could buy more
Sure.
of their chili if you wanted to later.
Now, not only are you having the chili cook-off, but a silent auction. And what are some of the things that are going to be at the silent auction? Do you have donations yet for that?
Yes, we have some donations. We got some woodwork and some different things from like small businesses
Sure.
that they've given us, some cute little things that they've given us, and then a basket full of goodies.
Yeah, but more you welcome more items
Yes.
for the silent auction, because the more you have, the more it goes toward your
Mission trip.
toward your mission trip. And a lot of people, maybe for medical reasons, Pastor Mac, they can't go on mission trips, and this is a perfect time if you want to bless somebody by going, is to help Shawna go. Is to help support her and attend this on May the 6th. It's very important, yeah.
It is. A wonderful man of God from years ago, Oswald J. Smith, he said either go or send a substitute. And I love that because, one way or another, Jesus has commanded us to go into all the world. And this is an opportunity. I've known Shawna for the 5.5 years that I've been at the House of Prayer, and I've watched her grow, and I've watched God use her, and I've watched this call of God unfold in her life. And I think this is such wonderful ground to sow into. We're a farming community, and we know good ground is important, and finances are like seed, and to find the right ground is important. And then I really feel like that, as those of you who are listening, if this nation is wide open, they're ready for the gospel, and here's a young lady willing to go. And so I want to encourage people to come to the auction, come to the chili dinner, even contact our church or the Vine if you feel compelled to help out financially, because it's costing. It's definitely costing.
Yes.
And she's been working hard to raise money to go. But boy, I fully support her.
Yeah, and the donations are needed. Shawna, you need like plates, cups, bowls, crackers, meat, cheese tray, veggie tray, peanut butter, bread, baskets for the silent auction, candles, gift cards, art supplies, sports gear, board games, tools, bath soaps, bombs and salts, soda, 2 liters, lemonade mix, desserts, and cakes. That's all needed to put on a chili cook-off, because there's a lot that goes into this, right?
Yes, there is.
Yeah. And now, anyone wants to participate in the chili cook-off and the silent auction, how can they get a hold of someone to make the donation and to find out more information?
They could contact my mom.
Her name's Jessica, right?
Jessica, yeah, Jessica Bare, and
And her phone number is 445-7754, right?
yes,
Yeah. And, after you go, and you're going to be gone 7 weeks, which is, that's a long missions trip,
time.
isn't
Yeah.
it, Pastor
Yeah.
Mac? And you're going to learn a lot when you're over there. You're going to learn their culture. You're going to learn a lot of things, and you're going to bring back some stories that you're going to have for the rest of your life.
yeah.
But what are your plans for after this trip? What do you want to learn from this trip and do for your next step?
Well, this trip, I feel God's calling to do overseas mission trips, and since it's my first one, I feel like this is just the first step type of thing. And actually, Teen Missions has a college, and they're called BMW, Bible Missionary Workers, and it's a 2-year college. And I have some friends that have gone there already, and they're having their internship in Africa right now.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
And then so I feel like that's where I should go to college, and that's where God's leading me to do.
Isn't that awesome, Pastor?
That's
Mac?
wonderful.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
this is planted a seed in her to just expand even further.
Yeah.
And further her education and in not only learning many other traditions of other countries, but for future mission trips as well.
Yeah, I think it's great, and it's a great organization. They've worked very closely for years and years with Triple T and George Dooms, and now if somebody's out there, how would they, if they say, "Wow, that sounds really neat. That's something about missions that just sparks in my heart, and I want to look into that in that college." How could they find this college to if they want to look for something like that?
They have it on the website of Teen Missions International.
Teen Missions International. Okay, they have a website, and so you could go there.
Yeah, they have a website.
Wonderful. Okay.
So anyone that wants to participate in the chili cook-off and silent auction, that's coming up Saturday, May 6th, 4 to 7 p.m. at the Senior Citizen Center in Albion. Again, $5 at the door, and you receive a ticket to vote for your favorite chili. And to be a part of the silent auction and be a part of the chili cook-off, Shawna, they can contact your mom, Jessica, 618-445-7754, right?
Yes.
All right. Good luck on this missions trip.
Thank you.
And I know you got to be excited about it, your first airplane ride.
Yeah.
And that's going to be fun. And, what an awesome opportunity this is, Pastor Mac, for her.
It really is. It's wonderful. I keep thinking of that old Stephen Curtis Chapman song, "The Great Adventure." That's what this is. This is a great adventure, and the first step of many great steps in your life. I'm proud of you. It's great.
Shawna, thanks for coming in. Good luck. And again, we'll have the donations list, and we can mention them more, and we'll upload it on our Facebook page to help you out. All right.
All right. Thank you for
Good
having
luck.
me.
You're welcome. Good luck on the mission trip. All right.
All right.
Keep us posted on what happens. All right.
I will.
All right. More to come this morning right here on The Vine, but right now it is time for a moment in God's Word with Max Hooper. It's underwritten by Crawford Plumbing in Woodlawn.
Plumbing LLC in Woodlawn is licensed, bonded, insured, and ready to serve your household and business plumbing needs.